Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Now I have a new kind of video today because seeing as you liked my last first impressions video quite a bit and that went down quite well, I thought I would do a whole face of first impressions, but I thought I'd mix it up, do all luxury, all high-end products, but do some new launches and some things I've never tried before as well. So I have a bare face today. I just whacked myself in the chin with my hair tong because my hair was curly at some point and I was like, what? And then I just whacked myself in the face. So that's what that is. So maybe one of the new foundations will be able to cover it up. So in my bag here, I literally have a whole bag of new products and things I've never tried before. I'm going to start with this. It's new from Giorgio Armani. It's their Maestro UV Skin Defense Primer, but it also has SPF 50 in it. Now, it's kind of in the packaging of their Maestro foundation, so it has this little pipette thing here and it has quite a white consistency. So I'm just going to like take this straight from the little tube thing and swipe that on my face. Ooh, it has a really velvety feel. It feels quite light actually. Oh my god guys, like what? It does make me look a tiny bit shiny. I wonder if that will settle down. It feels really light and it doesn't actually leave a white film on my skin at all, which I know some SPFs do. There are a few new launches from Dior I'm going to try today, and the first one is their Diorskin Forever Foundation. Now this is like a relaunch because I used to use this foundation like back in the day, like TBT to when I had acne. This was like my acne foundation. This is supposed to be a matte foundation, but it's supposed to last all day. I'm going to try the shade 30. I remember this being my shade. I'm just going to give this like a little shake. It sounds really liquidy actually. That's so weird. But actually, before I start, I'm also going to try this, the Backstage Blender. And I think this is the Dior equivalent of the Beauty Blender. Yep, it is. This sponge has a little flat surface, so it's kind of like almost cut 3/4 of the way, so I guess that would work quite, ooh, it does feel quite nice actually, work quite well under the eyes. I'm going to run this under cold water for a bit just to squeeze it because it is quite a hard sponge. Instantly it feels much harder than something like the Beauty Blender or the Real Technique sponge. The sponge didn't actually expand too much, it still feels quite stiff and hard, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. I'm going to do a little pump, couple pumps on the back of my hand. I'm going to go from the bottom of the sponge first. Ooh, that's way too dark for me. Oh, this is gonna be awkward times, like running around all day, and this is a bit dark, but whatever. Let's just try and blend it in. Oh, it does blend really nicely though. Okay, on first use, I'm not a fan of the sponge at all. It's really stiff, and you can see it's soaked up a lot of the product there. It just doesn't feel very like bouncy on my skin. I quite like bouncing and tapping my products into the skin, whereas this just feels really stiff. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do half this sponge and half the Beauty Blender, and then we'll see. I'm not joking. This sponge has got to go. I have my Beauty Blender now, and I just want to show you the difference when I'm squeezing them. Like, I'm squeezing them both quite lightly, but you can see that like the Beauty Blender is much more squishy. Oh, that's so much better. This side has a lot more coverage instantly. The Beauty Blender applies it much more smoothly, whereas this side's quite a light base. I do actually want to blend out a couple of areas with my Beauty Blender because I just don't think it looks that even. Next, I'm going to try this Givenchy concealer. I don't think it's new. It's the Teint Couture. Teint? I feel like I'm supposed to say Teint, like Teint Couture. I don't know. Anyway, moving on from my French. This is the little twist up concealer, and it's kind of funny because it has a little bit of pink in it. It's kind of half a color, half pink. I'm using the shade 2. I'm not sure if this is going to be too light or too dark for me. Let's give it a go. I'm just going to run it. I quite like using a stick concealer. I never really use them. The pink is quite light. Let's just run it under my eye and let's try and blend this with my finger. That's this eye done, and this one doesn't have any concealer on it, and I really like the way it looks. It blended in really easily, it applied really easily, and it's got a good amount of coverage to it. It's not super high coverage. I would say it's like a medium coverage. Normally I go for like super high under eye coverage, but I think it looks really nice. It looks really natural too, and I think the pink gives a certain like illumination under the eyes. So I'm going to try this around my nose as well. Blend, blend, blend. Do you see how easy that is? It's just like blah, 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 and then you're done. Wow, this is really, really good stuff. Next, I'm going to use the second step from Dior. This is their Invisible Loose Powder. So, ooh, it has a brush in it. I love their little brushes. They're actually so soft and such good quality. Then it also comes with this loose powder. So I'm just going to open it here and take off this little sticky bit. Shove that on the floor. On first notice, I see that the lid has a stopper for the powder so that when it's like rolling around in your bag, it doesn't go all over the place, which I think is really handy. And then this kind of reminds me of the Chanel, I think it's the Vita Lumiere Compact, where it has a little net. So I guess you just press the brush into the net and then you get some product out. And I really like that way. I'm just going to sweep this down my T-zone. Ooh, that does mattify really well, and it hasn't moved around my foundation at all. I really like the first application of that powder. It feels really fine on my skin. It doesn't feel cakey or heavy at all. Especially, I'm really impressed with that because I was applying it with such a dense brush. I was expecting to really feel the powder on my skin, but I don't. That is seriously good stuff. I have two Diorblush Sculpt to go on as well. I'm going to stick with my skin. This is the blush, and I also have a little contour as well. So this Sculpt kit has a little powder contour and a powder highlight all in one pan. When I'm applying my bronzer with this brush, I kind of feel like I need to be really precise about where I'm getting the product from. I'm using the shade number 4. I think this is the darkest. Ooh, I like the color of that. I think it's like a really good mix of not too warm, not too cool. I think if you wanted to be a bit more precise, like I'm going to be right now with this Estee Lauder brush, you could go in there and do a bit more. I've applied the bronzer on this side, and I'm just not sure about how it's blending out. I don't know if that's anything to do with the foundation underneath. I'm going to try it on this side now, but it's just blending out slightly unevenly. Yeah, see, it blends really nicely on this side, but not so nicely on the other side. I wonder if that's to do with the sponge. I always find that like the more time I take to apply my foundation, the better the products last and look that I put over the top of it. I'm going to try this blush. It also has a bit of a highlight in it, so I'm just going to sweep my brush, like brush, into both the products and then sweep that on my cheeks. It's not super pigmented. Let me build it a little bit. Oh no, now the second layer looks really nice. I like the colour of this. It's really kind of cute and girly. I'm going to use this highlight on a more precise brush and just sweep that on the tops of my cheekbones. Oh my gosh, it's so finely milled. Whoa, that is so fine. Wow, if you're not a fan of highlight and you don't like something too vavam, this looks so gorgeous on. It has a really nice luminescence to it. Guys, how cute are these? They're little flowery eyeshadows from Clinique, and they're so adorable. They're brand new, and they're so cute. I have 3 shades. I have this pinky one, a little peachy one, a more a more olivey one. I might go for the one in the middle, this golden one, and then put a bit of the olive somewhere else, maybe like underneath. I don't know. I'm just gonna sweep this along my lid. They have a really nice sheen to them. I normally use an eye primer. I never apply my eyeshadow without an eye primer, and I'm not using an eye primer today because I want to see how long these will last without them and what the kind of consistency's like. And I think these are pretty buildable. This is already my kind of 3rd sweeping. Sweeping? Does that even make sense? I don't know. They're super natural. I'm not sure if it's just this shade, but it is quite sheer. So I'm going to try this green one now. I'm just going to still sweep the same little brush in it so I get a nice kind of mix of the two and go a little bit on my outer corner with it. That looks really nice. I think these are super sheer. They're so gorgeous. I would say these are like daytime eyeshadows for me because I like my eyeshadow at night to be a tiny bit more pigmented. I thought I'd try a new eyeliner today, and this one's from MAC. It's their Retro Black Fluidline pen, and I just felt like wearing eyeliner today, so let's see how this goes. You know me and eyeliner. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Ooh, that was really nice to apply. I was like holding my breath. You know when you do that eyeliner thing, you hold your breath and you do like That was me. I'm gonna try something else that is new. This is supposed to be really good. It's the new Estee Lauder Defining Lift and Fan Mascara. It's the Sumptuous Knockout Mascara. I felt like I needed to say that like really, you know, sassily. I love Estee Lauder mascaras. The Sumptuous Waterproof Extreme is like one of my all-time faves. Ooh, what is this brush? Ooh, interesting. It's like a kind of thin brush. It's really packed closely together, and some of the bristles kind of split off into two, kind of like a split end, I guess. Let's give it a go. I'm just gonna pump it up. Wow, oh my gosh, it's coating every single lash. This is the first layer on this eye, and on first glance, there's not a single clump. It's coated every lash. It's quite lengthening, but it's not as voluminizing or thickening as I normally go for. So I'm gonna try and build this up a little bit. That's like the second layer and my bottom lashes on this eye. First of all, the bottom lashes look amazing. Like, this is what I want my bottom lashes to look like all the time. Just like really kind of long and thin, I guess. I'm undecided about my top lashes because normally I like a lot more thickness to them, but I love how long they look. Maybe I'll decide throughout the day, but for now I'm just gonna wiggle this in. I also feel like there's just not enough mascara product on this actual brush. Oh, I just poked myself in the eye. I feel like I'm constantly like pumping it back in there to get more out. Last but not least, I have some really cute, adorable, actually new launches from Lancome. These are their Juicy Shakers, and they're so cute. I love the packaging. It does look like a little shaky, and you do actually, I think, have to shake it. I've opened these already because I just couldn't wait, and it has, I haven't tried them though, and it has a little sponge on the end. It has this little pointed, almost triangle-like sponge, and the product comes out from the bottom. I'm so freaking excited to try this. I have no idea what this is gonna be like. And, ooh, okay. Ooh, it feels kind of oily. So it has quite a much more pigment than I thought it would. And it's really glossy. It almost feels like an oil balm or something. These feel so nice on the lips. These feel really light. It doesn't give off too much pigment, but it's definitely added something. It's definitely added some color to my lips. And I just think it looks really nice. I think it looks really natural, really fresh. They're quite fun. I might just put like another shade on top just to see what happens. I might try this red shade and let's just see. Oh, see, that one is actually quite pigmented. Oh, they smell so good. They smell like fruit. Now it is around 11 a.m. and I'm gonna go and keep you updated throughout the day. I'm gonna keep my makeup on probably around till 11 p.m. So I'll keep you updated with little intermissions. So it's been a couple of hours and I have my lunch in the oven right now waiting for me. So while that waits, I thought I would tell you my findings. I really like the base. It feels really nice. It doesn't feel like heavy. It doesn't feel like I've got foundation on my skin. It feels really light and it is staying pretty matte. My nose is starting to get a tiny bit shiny, if you guys can see. This bronzer has lasted much better, the contour on the side with the Beauty Blender than the not Beauty Blender side than the sponge side, so I already am not a huge fan of the sponge. The concealers lasted really well. The eyeliner has actually faded on this in the corner here. The tint kind of stayed on my lips and they feel really smooth, but the oil's kind of gone. This is the disaster, is that my friend, I was Snapchatting today and my friend just messaged me going, where are your eyelashes on your Snapchat? Maybe that's just because she's used to seeing me with like really thick voluminous lashes, but she actually said, where are my lashes? I mean, you can really see them on camera, but maybe in my Snapchat they just totally disappeared. And I didn't curl them today either because I wanted to see what this mascara would be like by itself, but I quite like the mascara, so I'm quite sad that she sent me that message because I think you could tell that they're there. But let me know what you guys think. It's been a few more hours now, so I thought I'd give you another update. I literally just reapplied some of the lip product from Lancome because I just really like the way it feels. It feels really nice. I don't feel like this is like a last all day kind of product, like it is a reapply one, but it's so fun to reapply with a little sponge that I don't really mind. But my foundation's fading so much quicker than this side. I've already noticed like around this area, my foundation's pretty much almost gone compared to the other side. The eyeliner the color has faded a lot. I'm kind of a tiny bit disappointed with this eyeliner. The eyeshadow, really good, no creasing, no color fading, nothing. It looks really nice. And my mascara, my lashes still pretty much look the same. In terms of the concealer, I think the concealer has faded a tiny bit under my eyes. What I have noticed actually is normally around this time my blush has completely disappeared, but there is still a hint of pink on my cheeks right now, so I'm pretty happy with that. So it's much later now, so I wanted to give you guys an update. I'm going to start with the lips because the colour has completely gone, the oil's completely gone, but my lips have stayed so hydrated all day. I haven't reapplied it since the last time I told you, but honestly, I'm normally applying lip balm like 3 or 4 times throughout the day. I haven't applied anything. My lips are so smooth, they don't feel dry at all. So this is a really good one. The next thing I wanted to say was that this side is lasting a lot better than this side. I don't know if it's picking up on camera. The highlight is still kind of there on this side. The blush is completely gone on like both sides. The mascara hasn't creased, it hasn't like flaked off, it hasn't faded at all. It's really, really long lasting, so I'm really impressed with that. And the eyeliner hasn't really done anything since the last time I updated you guys. It's just that little corner, maybe I like teared up a bit or something. Maybe I just had like a watery eye for that one bit and then it kind of went off in the inner corner. The eyeshadow is lasting really, really well. So the color foundation was way too orange for me to start with, but now it just kind of blended into my skin, and once it was kind of blended into the skin, it didn't actually look too orange for me at all. It worked in really well, so I'm really impressed with the blendability of that. It hasn't oxidized, it hasn't separated. It's faded a lot around here where I get quite oily, but that's literally it. So guys, it's now 11 p.m. I'm in my bathroom, which is probably why it's a bit echoey. I apologize, but I wanted to give you the last update of the day because I have quite a bit to say. Lips, my verdict remains the same. They were great, super hydrating, really lightly tinted, really fun to use, really great to apply. The concealer was great in the beginning. It wasn't normally as much coverage as I normally go for, but it has faded. You can see my bags are like really peeping through, and I'm not really a fan of that look. I do normally go for a super heavy coverage concealer. The foundation is really good. Like I haven't repowdered throughout the day, and normally like I would be 10 times shinier than I am now. I love the foundation. I love the base, the Giorgio Armani base as well. I don't really feel like it's kind of like made me extra oily or anything. The Dior sponge was a no. I guess I made that pretty clear when I was like rambling on and on about the beauty blender. Onto my eyes, I love the Clinique eyeshadows. I think they're so cute. They'd be a really great gift for someone starting out in makeup because they're so cute. They're really easy to apply and blend, and the pigmentation isn't too much that it's like intimidating or anything. The eyeliner I wouldn't really recommend. I mean, it's okay, it's lasted really well. It did fade a bit in the beginning, and it has kind of faded a bit in the inner corner where my eyes get watery, but I don't know, I just think there are better out there. Right now I'm using the Kat Von D tattoo liner, which is great, and I wouldn't really stray away from that for this one. Basically, the mascara, if you like really long, really wispy, really no clumps at all, natural almost lashes, then check this out because it is really good. It's really long lasting, it hasn't faded, it hasn't clumped, it hasn't, basically has stayed pretty much the same the whole day. It hasn't smudged either, so that was a great one. The bronzer, the contour kit, is really nice. My only thing, it lasted so well throughout the day, my only thing is I don't like my contour, my highlight to be in the same palette because I feel like you need to be quite precise with your brush, so I'm not so sure about that. But if you like a really natural highlight and a really natural contour, then that was a really great little kit. The blush was really cute, it looked really nice. I don't really have any strong feelings towards it. It lasted like the same as a great blush would last on my skin. Do I think the formulation or the colour or anything is out of this world? Not really. Well, I was trying to think what else there was, but I think that's everything. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know if you want to see a drugstore full face of first impressions as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe because I upload twice a week. Da, da, da. I'll leave a subscribe button on the screen right now, and I will see you guys in a couple of days' time with a new video. Bye! Hello guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to take you into my kitchen and do a what I eat in a day video. Now this is going to be actually quite a pretty healthy video because during the week I do stay at baking stuff. I always get messages from her being like, save some for me, and then there's never any left. Well, I forgot the honey. We might just have to go and run and get some honey really quickly.